So Kim, you were saying?
Hold on, because I have to hit continue. Hold on. Okay. Because this recording is asking for my permission. So having a non-supportive partner, just couldn't lose the weight, felt defeated. When I turned 40, make sure the little one ain't hear me because he don't know how old I am. After my 40th birthday, I decided, I had been back and forth, but I had decided that I was going to lose the weight because here I have a 5-year-old or 6-year-old, 5-year-old, and then I have this baby I want to be around. I don't want diabetes. Like, diabetes was not fun for the 9 months. Twice, taking the insulin every day, checking your blood sugar 4 or 5 times a day. That was not fun. I don't want to live like that. So that's what prompted me to get the surgery. So I looked into it.
I'm sorry, can you let us know what type of surgery you had?
Yes. So I had surgery in 2016. I did the gastric sleeve, which is also known as a gastrectomy sleeve or a gastrectomy lap sleeve. I had that done in 2016. I lost a total of, I was 286 the day of my surgery. I was 286. I went all the way down to 212.
That's wonderful.
In about not even a year. Yeah, at about a year, around about almost at the year mark, I was down to about 212, was my lowest from that surgery. I gained some weight back. I gained almost about half of my weight back, but that was due to, I had developed within the first year, I developed severe acid reflux, which is a side effect of the sleeve, and gastritis.
Yep. Sheilllla, no sound on you.
I think she's muted on purpose. Yeah.
Okay.
Gastritis, severe acid reflux. I had ulcers, but the ulcers were conducive to the stress because at that time I was going through a divorce.
Okay.
So, but the acid reflux, and a hiatal hernia. Hiatal hernia and the acid reflux are common side effects from the gastric sleeve.
Oh, wow.
There are common, it's very common in all of the geriatric, talking to the bariatric patients. A lot of them experience acid reflux and hiatal hernia. The way to fix that is to do a conversion surgery. That was the way to fix it. I had to
Can you tell us what a conversion surgery is?
So they converted. So when you do the gastric sleeve, they literally cut between 80 and 85% of your stomach. On the inside, they cut it away. They cut it away. So your stomach is actually, I wish we had some visuals. They cut it and it's pretty much like the shape of a banana. So with that, and I have to get the right terminology. With that, you only have like 15 to 20% of a stomach left to eat. So it automatically stops you from overeating. It is possible to stretch your stomach out, but it's very hard. Some people do stretch it out and they gain their weight back. It is possible. It's rare, but it's very possible. Because I had the severe acid reflux, I had all kind of other issues. So the severe acid reflux, it prevented me from eating. Everything gave me heartburn. Everything, water, everything. So I stopped eating, so my metabolism decreased. I wasn't getting enough protein in. So I started to gain some of the weight back. So I gained about 40 pounds back. So I was going back towards my original number. So after
When
multiple tests-
you had, oh, I'm sorry for interrupting
No,
you,
you're
Kim,
fine.
but when you had all of this done and you spoke with your doctors, did they explain any of what happened with you? Like any of the possibility? Did they explain to you that it wasn't a answer, but it was a tool to have the surgery? Or was it just like, we're gonna do this and you're gonna be
No, so when you go through this, sometimes insurances require you to go through multiple steps before they
Mhm.
approve you for the surgery.
Mhm.
The doctors, what their program is, they put you through multiple steps to go through the surgery, in addition to getting like a colonoscopy.
Right, right. There's
Barium,
requirements
all of
along the
that
way,
stuff.
right?
You have to, there's classes, you have to go to support group sessions, you have to speak to a psychiatrist. They explain to you what it's used for, what it does. It's not a fix-all thing.
Okay.
Some doctors they will not do the surgery just because you're overweight or you're morbidly obese. I've been titled morbidly obese since I was about 21. Because it goes according to your BMI and your height and all that stuff. But
And your hold on, and your BMI, which is so archaic, it has not changed for over, I don't know,
100 years.
Over 200 years.
Right.
Your BMI could be the death of you if you
Right.
paid attention to it.
Right. Can I ask you this now, Shelby? Now we've heard
Yes.
Kimmy's story. Your story is a little different.
Very
but
different.
I have a question.
Sure.
Said with the surgery that you both had, have you found any like addiction, like noticing any other imperfections of your body that you would like to take care of? And
well, hold on. Let's clarify first, because she's talking about having bariatric surgery, and the surgery that I had was to remove all of the skin that was left over from me losing the weight that I lost. People like to say, oh, it's categorized as a tummy tuck, okay?
Mhm.
But it's not a tummy tuck. Yeah, it's not a tummy tuck. I had 12 pounds of skin removed. How much did Nael weigh when she was born?
She was 8 pounds, 10 ounces.
Okay, so 1.5 of Nael I had removed from my body. That's like having 2 babies taken off of your body. And that was just excess skin from me losing weight that would slap up and slap down on me when I moved, that I would have to tuck into my clothes, that I would have breakdown underneath my skin, that I would have yeast infections from, that I had back pain from. So I didn't like lose weight and have a tuck. People are under the impression that a tummy tuck is to make you skinny. No, it wasn't to make me skinny. It was to show you the work that I put in to what I did. Kim can vouch for the fact that, you know, when you lose, I am all for bariatric surgery as a tool. If it is something that you're going to use to help you and you're going to change things, then I'm all for it. It sounds like Kim had a lot of medical things that were going on in the background, that was by far the best decision for her, because it took some of that medical stuff and kind of got it out of the way for her. I didn't have any medical issues. I honestly, the biggest pull for me from this, and Sheilllla can co-sign, I've been big my whole life. My body dysmorphia was the opposite of you, Kim. I was huge and thought I was fine as hell.
You were.
Because, well, I was, but I look back and I go, I mean, like, seriously.
Oh, wow.
That's that thick chick.
And you see this?
That's that skinny chick.
Listen, that's still 200 pounds. I'm still 200 pounds. I've lost 140 pounds and I'm still 200 pounds. So like,
Something
yeah,
about getting out of 200 is ridiculous to me. It just won't, yeah, get it.
I had, for me, once I took out all of the drama of everything, I stopped using the word diet. I stopped putting a amount that I wanted to lose on my head. I stopped telling myself that I had cheat days. I stopped telling myself that I couldn't eat this and I couldn't eat that. I made the decision when I was about 48 or so that I wanted to be fabulous at 50. I didn't know what that looked like. I wasn't quite sure. And I just went on this journey. I ate what I wanted to eat, but I cut it back. And I moved and I've lost all of my weight without stepping foot into a gym. I've never stepped foot into a gym. I am not a gym rat. I walked 80 pounds off. I Zumba'd the rest of it off.
Mm.
Then I got a personal trainer and I worked my hiney off with my personal trainer for 9 months, twice a week, and then towards the end, 3 times a week, so that I could get myself in prime shape. And to look at me, you couldn't see it because I had all of this skin that was around me. I sent Sheilllla a video the night before my surgery of all my skin where I literally could fold it all up around my body. And for me, when I woke up and had looked in the mirror and finally saw what I felt like inside, that was when my body dysmorphia happened. I've had more disconnect in the body that I currently have than I ever had when I was heavy.
Okay.
And I'm not quite sure that people on like get like it is a lifestyle, it is a complete lifestyle change. And you've got to work on the whole
From head to toe, basically.
yes.
Yeah.
In Yiddish, it's called mishpucha. The whole mishpucha. It's called the whole 9 yards, like all of it. I work on my mind, I work on my body, and I work on my soul. And when I realized that all 3 of those components had to be worked on at the same time, it became very simple, quote unquote, for me to do what I needed to do to get to where I wanted to be.
Okay. Now, since having this surgery, Kim and Beth, did you, like I said before, did you find any other things that were wrong with you that you wanted to get? You say, yo, I need to go get an eye lift, a Botox, a nose shave,
No,
chin.
I'm going to have my thighs done.
Okay. All right.
So I have one more surgery, and that's the top of my legs. And then I'm done. I just feel like I've done the first chapter, and that was the second chapter for me. Could I have other things done? Sure. I could have my girls stand up nice and pretty.
Right.
I could get rid of this. I could do underneath my arms, but it just becomes too much. And I'm truly not doing it for vanity reasons. I'm doing it because the skin on my stomach that was removed caused pain and irritations. And now what's happening is the skin on my inner thighs is doing the same thing. It's rubbing, it's like beyond chub rub, and it's pulling on my lower back and on, yes. So yes, it is a little bit of it. It is a little bit of vanity because I look at from my hips up and I think, yep, that's what I look like. That's what I work for. And from my hips down, I go, wah, wah, wah. So I know I can't be perfect at all times, but I can be as close to comfortable as I can get.
How about you, Kim?
Yes and no. I'm on the fence with it. I want a tummy tuck, but I don't have all of the extra skin as Beth is describing, but I had 2 C-sections. That part of the stomach is just, no matter what you do, it's
Mhm.
not gonna,
Gone.
you're gonna have that fupa.
Yeah, she's very right, because when they opened me up, part of the reconstruction was he was gonna liposuction from my curve of my body. And I had done so much work that I didn't need any liposuction in that, like from your chest to your tummy. And when he pulled my abs together, which is part of what gets done with the tummy tuck, my first 2 abs were where they were supposed to be. My second 2 abs were about 1 inch and 1 inch out. And my bottom abs, where your fupa is, they were at my hip bones. That's how stretched out they were
Wow.
from being pregnant, from carrying weight, from having all that skin. So Kim's right. 2
They have to
C-sections.
they have to reattach the abs to the wall and then pull it. And so I would need to do that, and then in order to get rid of the fupa, in order to have the flat. I kind of really don't want the flat, and I don't want them to move my navel. So that
I didn't lose my navel. My navel was beautiful.
I didn't want to lose mine. I'm scared of the drains, because I've watched the actual procedure. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm good. So
Okay, the drains were
into,
nothing. The drains were nothing, Kim. I'm telling you, if you
Yep,
had a
I've seen it.
C-section, the drains are nothing. First of all, you don't even feel them. You don't even feel them. And you have one in for maybe about 10 days, and then the other one comes out in about 12 days or so. So those guys, they're more of a pain in the neck than really anything
that's what
else.
I've been hearing. That's what I've
Yeah,
been
they're more of a pain in the neck, and you don't even feel them when they pull them out. You don't even feel them. My biggest regret, or not even my biggest regret, my biggest non-thing that I knew about, because I talked to a lot of people and I did a lot of homework, was the feeling of the tightness. I feel like, because my abs are so tight, like you said, because they reattach everything, my abs are where they're supposed to be. And I feel like I have a belt around me that I
all the
can
time.
never, all the time. I am hard as a rock all the time. It's like, you know, when you overeat and you can open up, you unbuckle your pants and you just go, ah, and you breathe for a second.
You
I
can't
can never do that. So yes, there are drawbacks to things, but there are drawbacks to any kind of surgery that you do.
Absolutely.
Point in case you had the acid reflux, you had all the other stuff. So there's always drawbacks from it, but there's always rewards in the end as well.
Okay, now with you guys, I know that support is a major factor with any type of surgery. So when you had, so how would you tell my listeners, like if they were thinking about either having a corrective surgery or having the weight loss surgery, what would you let them know? What steps you think they should do in order to deciding
Do as
whatever
much
to-
homework as you can,
Mhm.
get as many opinions as you can, whittle them down to the things that are going to fit you. You'll be able to utilize some things, and other things that people do just might not fit in your world. And get somebody who is 100% your support. They're not going to judge you. They're not going to they're just going to say, okay, yep, what do you need? How can I help you?
Okay, now before we end, I want to ask you
to add to what she said. Hold on, to add to what she says, get opinions, but get opinions that from people that have been through the process.
Absolutely.
That have been through the process. It's not that it's a secret what you're doing, but you're gonna find that everybody has an opinion. Everybody has an opinion.
That's exactly what I was gonna.
You don't need to do that. I'm not doing that because I can't eat a lot. Well, that's the whole problem that got you here. That's not gonna work. That's taking the easy way out, or it's actually, it's literally hard.
It's harder to do that.
It's one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do.
Yes. You know how many times people have said to me, oh, you cheated. You got a tummy tuck. No, I lost 140 pounds before I so-called cheated. It was
Yes.
140 pounds that
it's
came.
not cheating. And,
No.
and
So-
they do that. And I see a lot of people, they feel some type of way when they get all of that feedback, when they share, oh, I'm going to get surgery, or I'm just going to get it because I just want to lose 20 pounds, or
Mhm.
no, that's the wrong reason to do it. It is very, you can do it by yourself with or without a support system. I didn't have
Absolutely.
a support system. You can do it. But it's a bonus if you have a support system.
Absolutely.
Okay, can I ask you this? You guys may have come in contact with these type of people that you have described. Like some people, like if you were, Lord have mercy, like over 300 pounds, over 400 pounds. And you either have the surgery done, didn't tell anybody, and now you taking pics of your whole body and say, but I've never seen you go to a gym, take a walk, eat healthy, and you always on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. And you get upset that somebody asks you, oh, did you have the surgery? So my question to you guys is that if you didn't tell anybody and somebody came up to you and asked you if you had the surgery, would you be offended?
Depending on who it is. So here's the thing with me. I don't always disclose. I use my discretion on when I'm going to disclose whether or not, if it's something like this that it's going to help other people, yes. Just randomly just telling everybody, oh, I had certain, no, I'm a very private person just by nature. But I've learned that people, like I hear people talk about other people. And then I'm like, oh, well, okay, I better not say anything about them. So just to negate all of the negativity and the negative opinions and how they feel about the surgery, just so I can avoid, oh, they took the easy way out or what have you, just to avoid that conversation, I just don't disclose.
And for the same reasons that she just said, it's exactly why I shout it from the rooftops.
Yeah.
Because I took everybody in my life along for the ride, and I posted and I talk about it and I live it and I act it, and I am an open book. You have a question you want to ask me, ask me. I don't have a problem
you
with
can ask. You can ask me. No, I'm not offended. But if you're doing it to antagonize me or, just be negative, I'm not answering that question.
I just felt like
I
just felt like if I put it out there, then none of that negativity, even if you threw it at me, was ever going to stick on me.
Right. I've come to see that, my husband and I have been having some conversations about, people that we've seen over the past years, how they've lost weight, and some people that we were questioning about that, hey, they may have had the surgery or not, but we're not going to impose like our feelings about it. We'll just say that, hey, you look great, or you look whatever. But for people to come out their neck to say, yo, look at my body, I did this, and I look great and I look better than you, and I didn't have to do the surgery, or I think that's kind of how would you say that? I don't even know how would you
Listen, the biggest problem in our world right now is that we don't up ourselves. Like, you know what? I give Kim a round of applause for going through all the crap that she went through and for making the decisions that she made. And it doesn't matter how she got to her decision, as long as it was her road, it was her choice, and it got her where she needed to be. My choice and my road went a way different path than hers, but it got me to where I needed to be. And for me, I'm about big upping anybody who can make themselves happier and healthier and better. So if it means doing it with surgery, great. If it means you're doing keto, great. If it means you're at the gym and you're a gym rat, great. If it means you never step foot in the gym at all, that's fine. If you need a trainer, if you don't need a trainer, whatever works to make you a happier, healthier, more well-adjusted person is what needs to be done. All three of us are mothers. I had to do what I had to do because at 49, I'd been fat my son's entire existence.
Right.
And now I'm not. And now, fortunately, I have a granddaughter who's 2.5, who I can get down on the ground and roll all around with. And I couldn't do that with my son.
Yeah.
So it doesn't lessen my journey or lessen my accomplishments because it was different than Kim's. It just shows you that we are all able to do anything we set our mind to, as long as we put the work in for it.
Okay, now can I ask you this? Would you, both of you ladies are single, correct? I'm correct in saying that, or complication?
Kim's face.
Would you?
I don't know who actually, but no, I'm single.
Yeah, girl. Would you be with a person that was like you before the surgery, and they have a struggle, they're struggling with their weight or whatever, and you're there for their personality, you have love with them, but they have that eating, that bad habit eating? Would you go into?
So I don't want to really say it's a bad, I don't want to say it's a bad habit. I want to point out that through this process you learn that food is an addiction.
It's an illness. It's an addiction. Absolutely.
It is an addiction. There are other ways that you can eat, or there are other things that you can be addicted to. People are addicted to gambling, drugs, sex, shopping. It's an addiction like that. So you try to, as much as you try to, the same way you can tell someone to stop drinking or to stop doing drugs or to stop shopping or to stop, it's the same way we're trying to tell somebody to eat differently or eat better, or you don't need to eat that. It's the same thing.
And for me, it'd be a trigger. I mean, I feel really bad to say that, but it would be really tough for me to be around somebody who wasn't in the same mindset of being happy and healthy. Because like she said, it's an addiction. An alcoholic isn't gonna walk into a bar. A drug addict isn't gonna sit next to someone who's doing coke or doing drugs. My weight and my food was an addiction, and it's not, I wouldn't put myself in that situation. It would be uncomfortable for me. I would help, but I don't know if I could submerge myself into it.
Right. I think if they were trying to explore other options to get better,
right,
and
active
they needed the
recovery,
encouragement, or they didn't have the tools, or they weren't educated enough on what to do, then yeah, I'm gonna be the support person for that person.
Absolutely.
But if they're just like flat out not happening, this is me and this is how I am, if they're gonna take that stance on it, they know. Okay. So that usually doesn't go past like the first and second date anyway. So I mean,
Okay, now now looking back at your surgery and your progress now, what would you do different?
I would have worked out more. I lost my 80 pounds and then started working out. And I wish I had known a little bit more about it so that I would have done a little bit more at the same time. Okay. Just because for me, it happened very late in life. So I didn't have the bounce back that other people may have. So if I had worked out and understood the dynamics of it during my weight loss, it may have saved me a little bit as far as like tone and how my body looked. But other than that, I just wish I had done it earlier in my life.
How about you, Kim?
Probably, I can't really think of anything other than do it sooner than I did. I probably would not, more than likely would not change any of the decisions that I made leading up to that, because I do feel I have other issues, but I do feel body wise, I feel better. Is there some things that I want to change about my body? Yes, of course.
Okay.
Me too, girl. I don't think that's ever gonna change.
But I'm looking at age. I'm looking at, sometimes I'm like, whoever is gonna get whatever is here, and that's just deal with it. There's some things cosmetically that I want, but then we're affected by TV, internet, social media.
Absolutely.
We're affected by all of that instead of just, so I'm learning to accept what I have. And I did pull up my picture. I'm sorry. I was looking for my picture this whole time.
Now, can I ask you this quick question? Do you guys ever, not ever, but since the surgery, have you seen your self-esteem like boost up like tenfold?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I don't know if you can see this. So okay, so this was literally I think 2 weeks before the first surgery, and this was a month after that surgery.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't realize until I saw that picture probably about 3 months after I had the surgery the first time. I didn't realize I was that big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I look back.
That was after the second baby.
I look back and think, I no, that's not what I looked like. No.
But I kind of knew because, and I realized during that time, like all my pictures, I always hid behind something or someone, or I would put the kids in front of me. So I knew I was big, but to see, to actually see it, and, people, like the older people will say, well, the camera only takes what it sees. So, and I didn't realize I had gotten that big.
My thing was, I'm curvy.
So that was for me, that was 286. For me, that was 286.
All right.
286 was your biggest?
Yeah. Not pregnant, yeah.
My biggest was over 300.
My biggest was 301. I was 301 the day I had my daughter.
Okay.
I was 301, and I felt every bit of that 301. I said, oh no, we can't do this. Nope. I don't see how people do it. I can't do it.
I started in a size 24. 24 was my biggest. And
I'm only
5'4".
I'm only 5'4".
Oh, you're little.
I'm 5'4". Yes.
I'm 5'8". That's a big difference.
Well, okay, ladies, ladies, thank you very much for sharing. I do really, really appreciate that for sharing with me.
Listen,
And
they
also
can find me on Instagram, Mind, Body, Soul Trilogy. Look me up, will ya?
Yeah, I will look you up.
I hope so.
I look you up all the time.
I'm gonna look you up right now. My Instagram is not weight loss related at all. It's
mine is. And
I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna follow you anyway.
Mind, Body, Soul Trilogy, all one word.
Okay. So, ladies, thank you so much. I really do appreciate everything that you have let me know and let my listeners know. I've talked to a couple of people and they were really interested about this particular topic. So hopefully they get the information that they need and, be able to spread the word. And
Sheilllla, you can always send them my way, honey.
You always have any questions.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's
what I do.
Okay. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everything that you do. This is
congratulations, Kim. You look wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Don't be buying. Don't be buying. Did I say thank God, I swear you guys cannot follow directions, man.
Well, it's gonna kick us off in 3 minutes.
Well, yes, thank you. I was just trying to end.
Us to get back. You want to get back on? You have more to say to us?
No. I was just trying to end it. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, anyways, thank you guys for attending this. You guys are hilarious. But no, thank you.
I texted you. I don't know if you still have the same number. I texted you.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, no, I don't have my phone. One thing you need to know that my children always have my phone. Always. I don't get the phone till they go to sleep. So that's around like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So needless to say, but I want to say thank you very much. This will conclude. I am thick. I can, whatever, I'm thick, whatever, what I say? What was the name of this topic? Whatever.
I remember.
Hey girl, I don't. But needless to say, thank you very much for coming in and tuning in. I am Sheilllla Joseph, your host. And we have Shelby and Miss Kimberly here who were the co-hosts for this evening. I appreciate everything you said and did for my listeners. And I will see you on the flip side.